I am not your average 80-year-old metal detectorist. I'm a young guy. Come on, let's be real. You know, you find rings, you find chains, sometimes you find the shiny things. I love to do metal detecting. I go on adventures. That's what it's all about. I could be sitting at home playing video games. Pew 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 pew. That's what I did in college, right? But let's get real. That was so boring. I needed an adventure. So, got online. Surfing the web, surfing the web. Hey, look at that, metal detector. That'd be a great adventure. So, that's how I got started. I just needed an adventure. I knew there was some X out there in the world marking my spot. This is what it was. Get a metal detector, get outdoors, get away from the pew 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 pew. Oh yeah, video games are fun. Stare at a screen all day. No, gotta get outdoors. But just be careful when you get outdoors, because sometimes you have to use products like this right here, because you get this right here. Full-blown poison ivy. I know, you're thinking gross, right? Part of being a metal detector, part of being an extreme metal detector, that's what I'm all about. Ask my friend here, Oswald. Oswald, are you an extreme metal detector? That's a big old duck yes. I even helped Oswald find this little guy right here. It's his bird band. It's like his license plate. It lets me know where he's been traveling to, how long he's been traveling, and, you know, he's a happy guy. So, Oswald, good work, son. Just want to let you know, hey, metal detecting's not always pretty. Like I said, not pretty. You get the itchy poison ivy all over the body. But that's how you find the good stuff. And I want to let you know, you make a lot of friends along the way. You meet some interesting people. Hear interesting stories. Man, I never knew that cornfield held that kind of history. But it does. What kind of history am I talking about? Well, not the history in my nose. I may need to trim those. But the real history is right here. That right there, that's a display of a POW camp, World War II era. I have dog tags from German soldiers. That right there is some history. How many people can say that they found that in their backyard or where they live? Not many. I just gotta tell you, if you're not out having an adventure, living life to the fullest, you're not living. And that's what I do when I metal detect. So I want to meet those people, and I want them to meet me, because I have just as many stories to tell them as they're going to tell me, and you form a lot of friendships. Not everything's a good friendship, though. There's this one time I was out detecting between the sidewalk and road area. It is legal, but homeowners, sometimes they don't like that kind of thing because they maintain it, and I respect that. Even though it's public property, I'm not going to leave a mess for them. But I've had people chase me out of their front yards, down the street, big blunt objects. It's a good thing I have a bachelor's in physical education and I know how to run, especially lugging all my gear, because I don't want to get knocked upside the head. I got enough problems. But anyway, I'm just letting you know that sometimes you gotta take life by the horns. You know how it goes. So, something that I want to ask you is, if you're liking this video right now, at the end, you're gonna clap. But you're not gonna use two hands to clap, okay? You're gonna be clapping in an entirely different way. Keep that in mind. Here's a hint. You're gonna only use one hand. You're gonna love it. And I'm gonna love it too. One of the coolest things that I ever found was my mom's wedding rings from 30 years ago. I wasn't even born yet. Crazy, 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 crazy. Man, she must have had a lot more fun before I was born, because I know I was a handful. But I got her back when I found those rings for her. So she was really pumped about that, and I surprised her. And one of the greatest finds I ever had. She was so happy to find her lost wedding rings. other things that I do, people lose stuff, I go out and find it for them. I love to help them out, but I love finding that lost history where I can call it my own. You know what I mean? So, long story short is, I'm gonna just get right to the point. I need you to help me in this beautiful partnership that we have fill this treasure chest. This is the Ace treasure chest right here. And together, we need to fill this. So, every good treasure hunter should have a treasure chest of their own. And once it's filled, oh man, what do you do with it? I don't know, it's like hitting the lottery. Maybe buy a mansion or travel the world and the 7 seas, you know. Possibilities are endless. But for me, I'm going to keep doing what I want, what I love. Metal detecting. Travel the world to metal detect, live off a metal detector, you know. I'm just, whatever change I find, that's what I'm going to use to eat that day. That's intense. Good luck doing that. But you could also open up a metal detecting store and help others really enjoy this hobby and activity. That's what it's all about. That's what I love doing. Love teaching people, educating people. That's what I went to school for. Got no job right now, but that's okay, because more time for metal detecting, more time for getting out there, learning about local history. You couldn't ask for much more. So, I'm going to wrap this up here. You can learn more about me. Give me a call. I'll love it. But this is how we're going to end it. That was a great video, Ace. Good job. I know you're applauding for me, but you're not using 2 hands, you're using 1 hand. And how are you using 1 hand? Just like this. That's the 1-hand clap. Man, the world, if they didn't know how to do a 1-hand clap, it would be a pretty grim place. Not a lot of applause going on. People would be down. You just get done giving your heart and soul, performing for somebody, and there's no applause at the end. How do you take a bow to a silent crowd? You clap with just 1 hand. Or if you have 2 hands, but you can't physically put them together. Now we're clapping with 1 hand. And if you're trying at home and you're doing this, that's okay. I respect you, and I'll teach you, because eventually we'll be having a good time. Remember, Ace is the extreme metal detectorist. That's gnarly. Peace.